We're going to begin our Treasure Chest Committee meeting of November 18th, 2021 at 5 p.m. with our first agenda item, which is to make sure we have a quorum. And I do see a quorum of committee members, so this meeting can proceed.
How many does that have to be?
Well, we have 7, so you need a minimum of 5.
Okay.
And we have 5. So moving on, we're going to move on to old business. First item under old business is to accept the Treasure Chest Committee meeting minutes of October 28th, 2021. So these are you have the draft here. Now I can tell you, presenting the meeting and trying to write the minutes at the same time can be a challenge. So if I miss something here, please let me know.
Already.
I try to be factual, but and there's also on the back. Trying to save paper. And Heather, you'll see that I noted about Sheila's interest in these minutes.
Very nice, thank you.
Thank you. I've done enough of them. Hey, Ellie.
Hi.
Those are your docs right there. We're reviewing the meeting minutes right now. What do you think, Cindy? Did I capture it?
You got it. You're good at multitasking.
Mhm.
Coffee, it helps.
Good job.
Any of the committee members see any changes or the comments they'd like to make in regards to these meeting minutes?
No.
I'll give Ellie a second more. Is that the thumbs up, or you want more time to
I
read?
don't need more time.
Okay. Seeing no changes or comments, can I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes of October 18, 2021 as written?
Motion for acceptance.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second. Second.
Okay, all is in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. I also find it's best to write the minutes like within 24 to 48 hours of the meeting. So even though I can still remember it. You know, if you waited a couple of weeks and, you know, your memory kind of just fades on it. Yeah, so early is always best. Moving on to our second agenda item is again a reorganization of the Treasure Chest Committee. And I put this on because there are a few items we still need to address. I know at the last meeting, there was discussion as to whether or not Liz had tendered her resignation from the Treasure Chest Committee. And I had spoke to Liz since our last meeting, and she said she did tender a written resignation and submitted it to Town Hall. And Larry, I don't know if that's been received as of yet?
Received and was on last Monday's agenda, and we voted her resignation, so that's official.
Thank you. Okay, with that, I know there was discussion about having BIM go from an alternate to a full-time, and then the potential of bringing on an additional alternative member. Have any steps been taken to that effect?
Yeah, well, our next steps will be to interview BIM to move from alternate to full. And we have an application from Mary Moody, who is interested in becoming an alternate. I've asked one of our admin, Alan, to schedule those interviews. And asked her a few days ago, and I've talked to Don about it, so he's on board scheduling those as well. I'm not sure what the holdup is. Maybe Don's schedule conflicts or something, but we'll get to that as soon as we can, so we can add her. We can take both steps in the very near
Excellent.
future.
Excellent, thank you very much. Finally, under reorganization of the Treasure Chest Committee, again, we have a chair, a clerk, need of a vice chair. I know that Sheila had mentioned that she had interest. I wanted to know if any of the members here have interest.
I'd be interested.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What was that, Cindy?
I said, God bless
She
you,
blessed
Lily.
me.
All blessed.
Feeling blessed.
I know that you're here year-round.
Right.
You know, you can make all of our meetings. You know, I know that Sheila's a longtime volunteer and committee member, but she's only here half the year. And can't make some of the meetings, especially these crucial ones right now, that we need to have in order to have an opportunity to open the treasure chest up.
We gotta take the opportunity.
I know. So, hearing that, what do the committee members think? I mean, I have Ellie here who's willing to be,
Ellie is our best volunteer ever.
Yeah, I think it should be Ellie, since she's here year-round.
She's got a big head on her shoulders. She's
I told her the same thing.
calm,
Quiet but
collected.
solid.
She's very committed to
smart.
the treasure chest, I know.
It would be a blessing to have her.
Could somebody make a motion to that effect?
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Ellie for
Vice Chair?
vice chair.
And I second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great.
Thank you, Ellie, so much.
Thank you.
I'm feeling good about this.
Yay.
It's a good title.
We'll find out.
It'll be fine. You know, I see you two complimenting one another. I really do. I think you cover the spectrum. And that's that's a benefit to the committee and the operation as a whole.
It's a good balance between you guys.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. We're going to move on to our next agenda item, which is new business. So Bim and I discussed this, and while this seems to be preparation of the treasure chest operational plan, it might seem a bit broad. When Bim and I discussed this, you know, the discussion was pretty much we had an operational plan in place before we were closed down in the spring of 2020 by the Board of Health due to COVID. It wasn't really because we had any operational, we weren't shut down due to an operational deficiency. And we basically had an operational plan in place, I do believe most of the elements. So I think what we're trying to achieve here is find out the various components, elements we need for this operational plan and put that in and get that into place and have it be something that we can present to the selectmen sooner than later. Any thoughts to that?
Is the old one in writing somewhere?
You did present us with an operational plan.
She's got one, you've got one, and I
Right.
think you might
I
have two.
just got it tonight.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. That's good.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
have something to start with.
Yeah,
So something to
Right.
start with.
that's right.
Got some information from Janet Evans in regards to, folks who would want to be volunteer members again. So, we're trying to cover that aspect and some of the other elements of the previous operational plan. So the hope is just, to put it together and have us, put our okay to it, and hopefully the selectmen will give it their okay as well. My only other thought to that is, I did have a discussion with Lynn Cooper, and Lynn is supportive of the committee's efforts to reopen the treasure chest. He's supportive of it, and, to that end, he wanted to know what he could do to contribute to the success and the reopening of the treasure chest, and I thought that was very supportive of him.
Yeah.
So, given that, and we talked about operations, and if we were to move back into the facility, the treasure chest facility, it seemed like something that, they didn't want to be breaking down and then resetting up and breaking down. So I think it was one of those, if we were, going to be operational again, we had the opportunity to be operational year-round.
Oh, good. So we won't have to share it, maybe.
I want to I just want to make sure I heard that correctly, but that was my understanding from Link in speaking to him. That he just, it takes a bit of effort to break down our operation and then to have to reset that up again. And then there's storage of all of that. So,
Do you know if we still have our outdoor table?
I don't know. But, one of the thoughts is we're, if, in putting this together, this is something, the operational plan is something I'd like to see us get together sooner rather than later. But at the same time, us getting into the facility itself, because it's not the way it once was, and us seeing what we have, do an inventory of what we can use and what we might need, and given what we have, and, we can lay it out differently. And I have even thought about it too, sometimes you couldn't see, from the cage, you couldn't see what was happening down because you had shelves that were perpendicular to your site, so you couldn't see what was behind it. I think the flow would be better if you could see and watch people walk up and down. So I thought we did the same thing outside, and we worked the flow that way and got people working around the same way. So, but that's not something we're going to be able to really evaluate till, we get in and take a look and see what we have to work with.
Are there other communities that do this, that we could go and look and see how they do it?
None that I know that do a year-round operation, and none that have the type of operation that the treasure chest does.
We're bigger, we're a lot bigger.
It's bigger,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, Chatham has a very small operation. I think Brewster has an operation. I haven't been to it. Other folks might know, but I think I think the facility we have is probably the biggest, and I think we probably serve the most clientele.
I was going to say, we're a lot bigger town.
Yeah. It's nice. It's a wonderful service to the town, and the town truly utilizes the service,
Loud and clear, yeah. Sure.
So, I want to thank you very much for providing the operational plan, that documentation. Do you want Bim and I to work on that and bring some of that back to the committee at our next meeting?
Yeah, I think that would be great, because, I think that would it wouldn't take up all this time to go back and forth when you
Would it
guys
be
both
help-
have it, so.
Would it be helpful if we got a copy so we could look at it?
Sure.
I
Is
just
that
went to
something
the
more
town
that
hall.
you?
You just go right to the town hall and ask them for it, and they just printed it out for me.
Oh,
Maybe you could email it.
That would
Yeah.
be helpful if somebody.
I might be able to scan it and email it.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. I have your email address. And that way, we'll work on it, but you'll all have had an opportunity to look at it, and then we can continue this as, one of our old business, and it'll be an old business item for a while, because we'll need to continue to work on it. But Cindy, I know that, like me, you've been in the treasure chest building enough to know how the flow should work and how things, inside and some of that, and Heather too. And I really think that,
Changing the
Yeah, and,
Cindy, let me ask you to sit up there so you're on the microphone, because we're being televised and they can't, they won't hear what you're saying. Thank you. Sorry about that.
I'm just thinking of everybody's expertise, and you have worked inside and watched the flow and the folks, and you know where the bottlenecks are. So, you
I
know,
think that's a great idea.
yeah, so. But that's something that we, you know, I'd like to find out from Link when an opportunity might be to do that, and then we should set up a time to try to do that. You know, and anybody could come, but I don't, we're having our meetings right now, and I'm sure this is probably gonna happen sometime during the day. It won't be happening 5 at night, probably.
And before the snow comes. We should-
Yeah.
I mean, we should-
Well, no, it's inside, the snow can fly, that's not, won't change the flow on the inside, but,
But we operate outside too,
Yeah.
we do.
so it's.
But,
good to
I think
of
the
it.
outside was fair, in the end, we had made a number of improvements. We had changed the flow of the traffic, so, we had folks hanging to the outside if they were gonna park, but hanging to the inside if they were gonna do drop-off. And that was an improvement we had made as opposed to people just driving in. So I'm a lot more confident about the ability of the outside to function, as long as we have the outdoor tables.
Right.
So that's another thing. Do we have the tables? Do we have those tabletops that sat on top of those tables?
Yeah.
Again, part of the inventory process.
Yeah.
But,
It's all in the shed. It looks like everything's in the shed, but I'm not sure until we
It's
open it.
shelving
yeah,
and.
and some could be in the
clothing
blue
racks.
storage trailer too.
Sure.
I don't know if both of those blue storage trailers are still there.
They
I
are.
haven't been by
They're still
since
there.
we closed. Still there?
Looks like it's ready to open.
Okay.
Everything's still
Oh.
there. Even the dumpster's still there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So give
Wow.
us a day? I mean,
Just have foot-high weeds in the parking lot, but I think they may be gone by now, because it's.
oh, yeah, with the snow.
So we should work on getting a date for that.
Oh, and a key. Do you think our keys still fit?
They do. I talked to Link.
You're kidding.
No, I said
Oh,
I
yeah.
still had it. He said he hadn't changed the
One
locks.
Problem solved.
We're
So
ready.
I said I still have mine. I know. Of the original 5 or 7, I had key number 1. So I could remember. I still have it.
So
yeah.
is there a reason why we're waiting till March 1st? Just to throw it out there for people that.
I'm not even, to tell you the truth, for the safety of the citizens and the volunteers,
March 1st.
in the wintertime, it's a shut, closed building with a lot of
COVID, yeah,
clientele.
yeah.
So
True,
I'm
true.
just
Yeah.
worried
You're
about the
right.
safety of
Okay.
both the folks coming
Yeah.
and the volunteers.
Very true.
Wait, Larry's gonna,
Well, I just want to be sure we don't get ahead of ourselves.
no.
Because I want to be sure we have a plan in place, we have all this, so I can take it back to the rest of the selectmen and get their go-ahead before we get ahead of that.
No, and I quite agree.
And I think it's also, it's great to have Links on board, so we don't have to worry about the sharing facility. But we did have some good discussions in the past, and I'll throw that back to you. Do we want to open year-round? It's cold in the winter, maybe we have some freedom. Maybe it's not 6 months and 6 months. Maybe we close January and February, sometime when it's December, January, something like that, so it makes sense. And I think our discussions in the past is shooting for an opening date of, say, March or April 1.
Yeah.
Let's get all this in place. The operational plan you're talking about,
That's
still
4.5
have,
months, but that goes quickly.
we still have a discussion sometime in the future about, I know, Maureen, this is one of your favorite topics, of how we're going to keep it Harwich only
Mhm.
with the stickers. So there's some things we need, you guys need to discuss. So I would, let's get all that in order, step at a time, because I want to go back to the rest of the board with a complete.
No, and
Yeah.
that's why I want to get the operational plan to you.
Exactly.
To
That's
bring
per-
back to the selectmen sooner than later.
No,
And I
that's
want to get
perfect.
their
I just didn't
blessing.
want us to be starting, opening up with keys and stuff before we get to.
Yeah,
It
no,
may
and
be
I,
part of-
no, right, there's an order.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I just want to.
Maybe part of the operation plan too, it must have included the stickers before, because I don't know that that's decided.
No, but it's not decided on the stickers. If you can think of a better alternative than stickers and still make it Harwich only, we need some way to very quickly identify that it's a Harwich resident.
And I personally do not have a dump sticker. I know someone mentioned the dump stickers can be read electronically when people drive in, but not everyone who wants
Right,
to use
I
the
agree.
treasure chest has a dump sticker.
And then give it some thought. I mean, open to suggestions.
Well, how did the sticker work the first time you did it?
I think it's
mean,
fine.
last-
Fine.
First set of stickers used to fall off the cars, so we had them place them on the outside and they fell off. Then people got new stickers and the stickers went inside of the window and that was fine. But some people didn't want to put stickers on their car, so then they handheld them. And then you had to check the sticker to the license plate to make sure that everything matched.
And it was just a visual check,
It was a visual check.
you know.
Yeah.
which is-
I
And it worked
remember.
fairly well.
I
I
think
mean,
the
people
stickers are
knew
great.
we were doing it, that we were being vigilant about it.
Is there
And
any
it-
way you can change the entrance, that we come in by the dump and go up the,
That is the one thing that concerned Link the most, and he would advocate for us not to do. He would request that we continue to keep the flow as it has been.
right up the street, okay.
But no, we had thought of that previously.
I think the stickers worked myself. I really do. I think it was a great way to identify. I think that people really, just like a dump sticker, they need to put it on their car and not, you know,
I had never been part of the process on
Yes,
how the
yes.
establishment of the
Yeah.
stickers happened. I believe that Tom and Janet have, you know, worked through that before, and with that, have knowledge and can help us regarding that.
I had a sticker. I never had any issue with it.
I mean, I know they went, I think you picked them up here, didn't you?
yes.
And I got mine at the Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
I know mine was given to me as a treasure chest. So, but yeah, so think about it, if you can think of a better way. But I thought that way worked fairly well. It was fairly quick, and you could check to make sure nobody was passing a sticker around, you know, if they didn't want to attach it. But I don't know how much it costs to implement the program, the sticker program. So, you
Well,
know,
Lincoln would know that. He
Yeah.
ordered the stickers, so we could ask him.
And that was, excuse me again, that was discussion when this came up, and I forget because nothing's free in life, so it did cost. And at the time, there was a proposal to charge for the stickers, and we decided not to do that because, you know, a lot of people use this or have probably not a financial means to pay, even though it was a minimal charge. So, you know, we picked that up in our general budget. We still may want to discuss that again, though. Maybe, you know, minimal amount, $5 or something, would certainly cover the stickers. And it might give another police action for people to, you know, want to be sure they use it rather than just stop by and get one. So I don't know what the answer is, but I agree with Eric. It'd be any creative way we can make this as easy as possible and possibly cover those costs. Might be good, might be bad. Throw that out. But it did come up to us before. I forget what the cost was. It's, you know, you have to print the stickers in time to hand them out.
one thought, if you're a non-resident, a non-resident dump sticker, you pay a fee for that and you would get your treasure chest sticker. You know, you may find that you have enough, you know, non-residents buying, you know, a non-resident Harwich dump sticker just to get access to the treasure chest that might cover the cost of the sticker.
Well, would that violate our resident-only policy?
You are allowed to buy a non-resident dump sticker.
Yes, you
And part of that was you got a treasure chest sticker, so that's how people,
Well, I'm just saying that I would, you want to discuss that, be sure
No.
that's the direction you want to go.
I can tell you that's how it operated in the past, so if that's something that the town doesn't want to see happen, then, you know, we might want to close that loophole.
Well, I think, I'm throwing back to you folks to think about it. If we're saying town only, we might want to stick to that, even though they can get a non-resident sticker. But I don't think a non-resident, isn't that just for a day at a time?
No, I think you can purchase it for the year.
Cost them
Then-
$20 more than a resident.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
So-
want to be sure this is kind of a thin line if we're.
No,
doing this.
I don't know how many people took advantage of
That's what I was
that,
gonna say,
to
do we
tell you
have
the
any
truth.
idea?
I mean, working as a volunteer, I couldn't tell you who was a resident or non-resident. I could just tell you whether they had a sticker or not.
We had a lot of rental cars
And there wasn't a
put through with
distinction in stickers, you know, color-coded, you know, resident, non-resident.
One color.
But let's get that, you know, think about that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that would purchase to.
Yeah, I don't know
And
how
the
many
town
did,
makes
but I
out
knew
they-
it.
Huh?
They get the full price of a dump sticker just because they want to get in the treasure chest. So the town makes out.
True,
Give it some thought. We'll have it as, you know,
okay.
future discussion. It's
It's
gonna be one of
incentive.
those topics we're gonna need to address and, you know, identify how we wanna deal with it early on.
I just want to add to this, just quickly. If that was the case, it did go through, we really don't have the parking lots full anymore like we used to or anything. So it's
No.
not a parking issue anymore for us or anything, because we have no traffic hardly at all now.
No, in the end, that didn't seem to, that was not an issue.
No.
You know, I knew it to some extent that that was an option for folks, but it certainly didn't overwhelm our ability or the parking or anything like that at all.
Is there any way we can get information on how many non-resident dump stickers are issued each year? Because that might give us an idea of
I forget.
numbers.
Lingo have it, or Carol Capone would have it, the other treasurers.
So you're saying when a non-resident bought a dump sticker, they also got a sticker for the treasure chest?
That's
Yeah.
what Eric just said.
That's what we did
It was a package
in
deal.
the past. They have to buy a dump sticker though, so.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and
it's
that's,
the cost, it's hundred
So
and
it really
something.
cost them $180 to go to the,
yeah, but when you
And
think, when,
that's was the cost of the non-resident dump sticker was 180?
It's a lot of money.
Just to use the treasure chest.
learn something new every day, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think we had a lot of people, but
Be interesting to find out.
yeah.
They'll have that information somewhere.
And who had that information, Larry?
Well, Link may have it. If he doesn't, check with like Carol Capola, the town treasurer, you know, that keeps track of that. I'm not sure. I could check into it as well.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Excellent. So with that, anything else you want to discuss under the context of the preparation of the operational plan? You know, give some thought to the stickers. Let Bibb and I kind of work on the plan a little bit. We'll bring it, you know, I'll try to scan it, send it to everybody else, so you'll have an opportunity. We'll come back at our next meeting, you know, brainstorm. When do you
To
want
some
that?
extent, we may just leave a lot of it in place.
Yeah, we might.
We should-
If you look at it, Bim will tell you it's
Yeah.
pretty much.
I'm
all
always saying, if
set,
it's,
so-
it's not broke, why,
Right,
you know?
why would
Yeah.
you fix it? Yeah.
And if there are certain operational improvements along the line that we see, you know,
Chance to do it.
we can make those as we move forward. So is there anything else you want to discuss before we set up our next meeting date?
I just was curious, what were the hours? It was just weekends, right?
Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 3.
Thank you.
And that was based by and large on our ability to get volunteers.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how many, did she make phone calls to the people? The list that she gave you, do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, so
So we will have an idea of how many are
we,
still interested?
we will. I haven't looked at it yet,
Yeah,
like,
that's all right.
hot off the press.
oh, she called, emails, everybody got their calls.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, good,
I
good.
filled around the people that don't have computers, let them know that, yep, they're all
Excellent.
coming back.
Excellent, excellent. Glad to hear it.
No, I just have a question. I don't know if this goes under what we're just talking about, but is there a different, or is this something we want to talk about later, a possible different drop-off day, or is that something we might want to talk about later? You know, like a Friday or something, or?
You mean in another day of operation?
Mhm. We've kind of
How
talked
about we,
about it.
how about we discuss that as continued
Okay.
discussion of the operational
Okay.
plan?
Yeah,
We'll
put
discuss
calls in
days,
there.
Okay, great.
you know? I know we had done it in the past. It was hard to get people on Fridays. But, you know, let's see. So when, Thursday nights at 5 seem to work for everybody. We definitely will need to meet before Christmas, so anybody have an idea on a Thursday night at 5 that works for them? Ellie's right there checking it out, thank you.
We got 9th, 16th, or 23rd?
Oh,
23rd's too close to
Uh,
Christmas.
16th, I think is much
16th?
better.
The 15th,
16th.
16th.
16th? What do people think about December 16th? What do you think about that, Larry? Does that work for you?
It does.
All right.
It's a wonderful day.
Shortly after, I'm going to the cold country of Wisconsin, but I'll,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I'm not that smart. Most people go through it.
So, Bim, I am actually going to have you sign out this room for our next meeting. And the way you do that is you're going to come back to Town Hall at some point. I don't know if you can do it now. You're going to go down to the second floor. You're going to walk through the doors. Was that the town administrator's
Yeah.
office? When you open the doors, to the left-hand side, they have this big calendar. They have color-coded pens, and then you put in the time, and then you'll look, and there'll be the date, which will be December 16th, and you'll pen in Treasure Chest Committee meeting, 5 PM.
Cool.
That's how you do it.
Wow.
Larry taught me that. It took me a little while, but it worked the other day, and they were very pleasant on the inside. If you have any questions.
Oh, they are. They're so nice in there.
Yeah, the one thing I gotta say is everybody here is so pleasant. So, God, if
So
you have
just come in like tomorrow?
yeah, the sooner the better, come in and
Yeah.
just,
You have to post a certain amount of time before again. before.
well, I have to post, so I would have to post the agenda within 48 hours. But anybody can sign this room out on December 16th if they go down there and pen it in. So, if we want to make sure that we have this room for December 16th, the sooner we pen it in, the better.
The December calendar's already out there?
Believe it is.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
And it works. It's,
That's because they're so good down there. The only times that they may come back to us, if we schedule this room for 5 o'clock, and the planning board has a meeting going on that's going to be much larger, they may get back to us and say, could you move to the next door
Small meeting
room,
room.
to the small meeting room?
Oh, sure.
And,
Sit in
there's,
the hallway.
okay, well, this will go
a
crazy.
small meeting room is great, yeah. So, okay, we picked a day for our next meeting, which is December 16th. Can I have a motion to that effect?
A motion to have the
Okay.
meeting,
Lindsay?
Second it?
the 16th?
Bim? All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excuse me, I just got one more suggestion. I think, Maureen, you talked some about getting the operational plan draft out to us. You also have a packet, I know I've read, and I have, someone sent me, of the past charter, mission and charter and all this information. Be good to resend out all that out, too.
That's
Yep,
equal.
I have some of that. I think that was in what
That's
you
all.
provided to me, so I'll send
To the
out
full
all
committee,
that I
so-
have. I'll scan it and I'll work on it.
Well, give me a day before you scan to see if I already have it. I can
Yeah.
email it to you.
If we can come and pick up a hard copy,
You can.
I'd rather that than
Yeah.
have to print it on my,
Okay, well, however, you can get ready for the next meeting. I'm just saying, there's no sense holding that back. We might as well get that out there when to start
You got it.
looking at. Because someone mentioned that, can we use what's happened before? Well, of course,
Yeah.
we want, I'm sure there are areas that we can improve, because there always is, but, let's not throw this stuff out either, is my only point.
Appreciate that, Larry.
Yeah, I think it would be helpful to have an email for the past operational.
I'll scan it, I'll send it. If you want to read it, scan, that's fine. And at the next meeting, we'll have more copies of what you have that we could hand out to everybody if they want a hard copy, if they can't print it.
Right, or you could just grab it, like I said, the secretary goes, here you go. So
Okay, well,
whatever they want to
we'll
do.
try to
But you
make
can
sure
send
we
it
have
out, and then
something
if they want-
available for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
and the other pieces are not available where you go. I mean, you have the other pieces that we might want.
I've got everything from the beginning when the
Yeah.
treasure chest opened,
Do you?
right up
Yeah.
till now, so they
Yeah.
give you the few pages.
Ellie, I'll I'll work on getting you something.
There you
Okay.
go.
We'll be in
Yeah,
touch.
Glad to.
With that said, seems like there's nothing further to discuss, so can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to
Motion to
adjourn.
adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second?
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You're becoming my favorite committee.